Automated Robot Pet Feeder Tutorial. Part 1. Here's the list of materials you'll need for this part and the next. Be sure to pause the video if you need to read. Now that you have your materials, make sure to get safety gear, and let's begin. If you're very young, ask your parents for help. Get a T-shaped connector and place it on top of your pipe. Measure the distance across what you're using to dispense the food. Mark a slight bit more than the distance you measured on the other end of the pipe and cut that out. Connect the new rod you cut out to the connector side facing out. Measure and mark the diameter of the pole against your dispenser and drill it up. On your pole, mark where the dispenser's height ends and then an additional height of half of a T-connector, then cut from there. Get another connector and use it to attach the two segments. To the outward side of this one, attach a small pole. The size of the pole can be modified later if necessary. If you already have your servo motor, or gear motor if you're mega nerd, screw it onto the elbow connector. This device will allow us to move the cover back and forth. Cut up a decently sized piece of wood plastic and screw it to the rotor. Connect the elbow to the previously mentioned small pipe under the dispenser. Now you can make adjustments to make the plate in contact with the dispenser. Cutting a hole into it as written is optional. I will show an alternative in part 2. Under the second connector, mark 1/2 connector height and cut at the spot. Add another connector to connect the new rod to the rest of the build. Use another moderately sized segment and attach it to this connector. This is where most of what will be in part 2 will lay. Try and test the dispenser and the strength of your cover by inserting some dry food inside and moving the lid around. This is somewhat how your circuit should look like, but it depends on the materials you used. Part 2 will cover programming the Arduino, final adjustments, and scaling. Thank you for watching, and tag us if you try this out.